Mr. Get It Done, says a day a gun, yeah, okay. Call me stick shift, all I know is clutch, yeah, okay. Let's all huddle up, let's get us a pun, yeah, okay. Easy peasy, get the ball to Mr. Done, okay. Breathe. They tell me that I'm falling off, I really need to drop some music now. But my music dope, I never fall through that crap pipe down. Everybody got a problem with you, they don't really wanna solve it. Ask CC, I don't do no one, and just hold up the light to the fall. Let's go. Asking me what your style wanna know. I switch it up like every song. Tell me how I'm supposed to know. No, I never drop the ball, man. I'm still up on my goals, and I got God with me. Tell me how I'm supposed to live. Ride around in the city, and I'm trying to do the most. Cops try to jam me up, but I don't have the toes. Me, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Gotta choose. Well, I'm trying to cake up so I can have both. Goddamn, I'm doing my dance, doing my thing. Just seeing our blood, and that's on gang. Ooh, you mad? Well, that's okay. Cause I'm just me, and that won't change. I should've kept swerve up in my name. Cause with this much drive, there is no lane. If you know the hook, let me hear you sing. What's my name? Mr. Get It Done, Mr. Get It Done, whoa, whoa. Let's just have some fun, let's just have some fun, whoa, whoa. Man, this hook is elementary, yeah, I know. But I heard that's what you like, I'ma give you what you want, whoa. Mr. Get It Done, Mr. Get It Done, whoa, whoa. Let's just have some fun, let's just have some fun, whoa. Jazz, jazz. Alright, so boom. The big coming Carlos said he had a late pregame and I could pull up on him. Tryna roll. For real? Bet. Pull up to the pregame. Yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Pull up. Hey. Pull up to the pregame. Yeah. Pull up to the pregame. Pull up. Pull up, pull up, pull up. Hey. Catch a vibe, come and meet the team. Come and kick it with your fave 3. Chop it with us, come and join the stream. Trust me, y'all, it's must see. It's a culture party if you partaking. Hottest podcast, it ain't no debating. It's ringing off cause it's so engaging. Let's keep it raw. You won't find this on no other page. This kind of talk, this kind of cloth right here is tailor-made. What up, love? Tryna have fun, we the plug then. It's for the people so the culture win. Need an outlet, then tap in. Come tap in. We keep it fresh with the content. We even got Bash Stop from Carolina Blitz. And Shot from P&P, they're a perfect fit. Cause what's the point of a pregame if it ain't lit? It's lit, it's lit, it's lit.
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the pregame. We lit, we live, and while y'all at it, like, comment, and subscribe. Vash die. I know you're on mute. She said, everybody on mute.
My bad.
No, you good. You good. What's up, Vash die? How are you?
I'm here. I'm glad to be back. So yeah, I missed a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's okay. Look, you've been, if everybody should know, if you don't know, follow Carolina Blitz, because that's where you get all your North Carolina content in terms of sports and what's going on. So everyone knows NC State went really far into the tournament to the Final Four, and so you had to travel with them. How was the experience? I know we're gonna get into a little March Madness stuff a little later on in the show, but how was the experience?
Tiring. I'm tired, y'all. That's what I'm pulling up to the show with.
She already saying what she pulling
up to it with fatigue. But you know, it was fun. That Wolfpack team was a fun team to cover and be around. They were authentic. They were the hood favorite. And I told them in the locker room, like, y'all are the hood favorite. And they really liked the way that I put that into layman's terms, how people kind of gravitated toward them and their energy and their authenticity. So it was good to have that type of team go as far as they did, especially with the story behind it. So
facts, man. And I think everybody's name was put on the map, especially DJ Burns. I think he's been somebody who's been solid all year, but really got put on the map. And I was excited to watch him. I remember a few, I think I was when I was in Costa Rica, I said that he was gonna be my favorite player to watch. And he showed out, man. So shout out to boss man Debo.
Yeah, and Burns, he not just like bringing back that old school back to the basket type
Mhm.
uh hoop style of play, but he's always just looked out for me as a black woman in media, sharing content, waving at the camera, little stuff that they do to recognize and appreciate the hustle and
I love that.
the grind. So yeah, shout out DJ Burns.
And shout out to DJ, bro. You don't find people like that. Like people
Right.
who really just look out.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, do you
Absolutely.
see that often in professional? Like when you're looking at call it the Carolina Panthers, do you see people who kind of look out there, or is it just DJ was like a one of a kind type of person?
It happens more on the professional level than college level.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think that guys on the professional level appreciate having a different voice in the locker room. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, you see it more. But then again, I don't really ask them, or I don't ask any player for anything, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't really ask for favors and stuff like that. But I can see sometimes they'll give a little more in-depth answers when we ask
Mhm.
questions. And then again, they might also be just appreciative of the type of questions or the type of perspective that we have when asking
Yeah.
certain questions. So
And the way you ask your questions too, Vashti, is so authentic. You know what I'm saying? And they can relate to it. Like you say it, you break it down in layman's terms, but it's for the culture. You know what I'm saying? So they feel it, and you can tell. Like even some of the content I've seen before I even met you, before we were cool, it was like you could tell they smile and be like, yeah, like they get it and everybody else is probably looking at them like, what did she mean when she said that? Like,
yeah.
and you're like, they it makes sense, and they give an in-depth answer, and then everybody wants to try to take what you say and post it on there for their own content. I'm
I
like,
mean, it
oh,
happens, and I appreciate it. Thank you for that.
yeah.
But yeah, I try to be authentic myself, and sometimes my mom was like, "Yeah, you sound a little too street when you were asking that question," because my mom is mad bougie. But I'm
Shout out to
like,
Miss
"Mom,
Blitz, Mama
listen,
Blitz.
this is what it is. They're gonna. I know how to switch it on and switch it off as needed."
You got to. And also I should have had the screenshot, but you made live TV with your tweet.
Yeah, I wasn't.
It was all on TV.
Literally, I'm at the Final Four and it's halftime, and I don't know what I was doing, and somebody called me, and I'm like, first of all, I don't even fool with this person. So I'm like, why are you calling me during the Final Four?
Mhm.
And then my phone started blowing up like tweets and all of this stuff. And then I was like, oh, they shared my tweet on during like the major halftime show.
Yes.
I didn't even, I never thought that would be featured in that way. I was just posting about my observations
Like you
during
do all the
the
time.
game. Right. Like I do all the time. So that was pretty cool for that to happen and on that stage. And so, yeah, that was dope. And then me and my friend Jasmine went out in Scottsdale the next day because we stayed until Monday.
Mhm.
And some random person at the thing was like, "Are you a sports reporter? Do you cover the Carolina Panthers?" And I was like, "Wow, like not me getting
Oh,
street recognition,
there you
but
go. Look.
it was done. Listen, we still got a long ways to go,
Look.
but that's
It's
it's
okay. You
it's
gotta start
little, it's
somewhere.
little assurances like that along the way that are always satisfying.
Look, you ain't gotta hype
What
yourself
you
up, but
drinking?
I'll hype
What's in
you.
the cup?
Water.
Oh, boo.
Look, I be talking a lot. I need something refreshing, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But like I said, man, you don't gotta hype yourself up. I'll hype you up. Y'all out here, you out here killing it. Carolina Bliss is out here killing it, man. So proud to say that you are, that's part of pregame. I see pregame out there, Carolina Blitz, quick blitz. I think it's pretty dope. So shout out to you.
Thank you.
So everybody, y'all you already know what y'all pulling up with. Vashti says she pulling up with fatigue. I'm pulling up with just gratitude. It's been a interesting month, if you will. Like I'm counting March as well. But I'm pulling up with this gratitude. It's been great. And God is in the blessing business, man. So I'm just
All
continuing to try
right
to grind
now.
out. Let me tell you, Vashti, like we are this is episode 14, and we're almost at 150 subscribers. We had 149. which is pretty
that's
dope.
good.
And 14 episodes. So y'all continue. It's because of y'all keep on spreading the word and letting people know. So continue to let people know to pull up to the pregame. Shot can't be here right now because he is under the weather. If y'all watch PNP, he was struggling during the whole episode. So he's a bit under the weather, but we will get everybody together soon and it'll be a family reunion like we always do. But we got a lot to talk about today. Vasha, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. So you already know we're gonna start off with all right. So boom. All right, so let's get into a few things. Now I added one. Usually I send the agenda, but I added one because I ain't seen nobody talk about this Bronny situation yet. So we're gonna talk about Bronny real quick too, if you didn't hear. But for those who are gamers like myself, everyone knows college football. They just changed the date to when it's coming out. So it's coming out July 19th. So I'm saying it right now on the pregame podcast. I apologize to my wife in advance because I will be on the game. You hear me? The game.
Not all day though.
Not
all day.
Not all. No. We got. In the words of Rugrats, we got responsibilities. We got responsibilities to do. So we got to take care of the kiddos and take care of stuff. But you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give her time. We're gonna do our little Netflix thing, date and all that stuff. But I gotta get on the game. Are you a gamer, Vashta? How do you feel about gaming?
Oh well, the short answer is no. But I actually learned football through Madden.
Really?
It's crazy because I am a girly tomboy. So growing up though, I did not watch football because I couldn't participate in football. So it was always basketball for me.
Mm-hmm.
And in college, the guys will always play Madden. And I was like, okay, like I sat and I would watch the game. I kind of learned through watching the game. And I was like, I could beat y'all at Madden. Everybody was like, no, you can't beat me. So I learned the game of football, the different packages, the different defenses. I literally learned the basics of football because of my competitive nature, wanting to beat guys at Madden. And I actually did get good enough where I was beating guys at Madden. I don't have a game console, so I don't play on a regular basis. But when I do play, I at least know what I'm doing. I haven't played in years. But yeah, I'm not a gamer, but I know a little Madden.
Hey, that's dope. That's dope. And if y'all don't follow Quick Blitz, make sure y'all go and follow Quick Blitz. That is Vashti's podcast with Sheena Quick, where they are talking about all Carolina Panthers stuff. You'll be shocked that she just said that she didn't know football until Madden because they be talking some serious stuff and they know a lot more football than a lot of other people. So that's crazy. That's dope, though. I didn't know that. Like,
that's literally college and Madden. I'll give him props. I never got into the college football game, but I know a lot of people are hype about it.
It's dope. We haven't had one in years, man, and I think it's it's going to be a very, very immersive experience. You get to kind of build your own team, build a stadium, and recruit and all those different things. So it's going to be totally different from what Madden is. It's going to be better than Madden. So I'm excited about it. But let's get into Bronny, man. So Bronny, for those who, y'all should know who Bronny is. LeBron James Jr., his son. He just declared for the NBA draft last week or a week, like maybe 2 weeks ago. Now they have this new basically they got a new rule where you can basically declare for the draft but still have college eligibility, so he can go back to school, say that he decides not to actually go into the draft after he declares. What's your thoughts on this? Do you think that this is a smart decision on his end? Do you think he will be drafted, or do you see him going back to USC for another year?
I don't even know if he goes back to USC. It might be a situation where he decides to transfer, but this is all part of LeBron. And LeBron always said, like, if you follow him, his dream is to play on the same team with his son. That is legendary stuff in and of itself, right? And with the way his career is going, this is a situation where Bronny is declaring for the draft. I don't even think he has to get drafted. Somebody will pick him up because it could potentially be a package deal. And who knows? I really did not see him play this year. I know during his high school years, he was considered a top prospect or a
Yeah.
top recruit. Then he had the health issues, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that did derail a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how likely it is that he'll get drafted. He could benefit from the fact that people are saying this is one of the weakest drafts in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But this is all part of the greater plan
Yep.
for these two, father and son, to be on the same team at the same time and do something that has, I don't think, ever been done before.
I don't think it's been done before either. So I know this is another way of LeBron, wanting to make history, and I think that's fine. I think it's dope. We'll talk about another father and son later on in the show. I do think that he probably will be drafted just because of the fact that people really probably still want LeBron on their team, and they know that if they get Bronny, LeBron's coming too. So I do think that he probably will be drafted in that case. And I've seen a lot of reports saying that this is a weak draft, so much so that um, the AD trade that happened years ago had basically you can pick whether you want a 2024 first or a 2025 first. And the Pelicans already came out and said, you can keep your 2024. We'll go to 2025 because the draft is that week. But I do see him getting picked up. I'm curious to see who's going to do it. I hope the Lakers don't, as a Lakers fan. I just don't think that's probably a smart thing to do. But we'll see what happens, man. I do see, like, if he does not get picked up and he does not go, if he goes back to school, I don't see him staying at USC. So we'll see what happens there.
How many years does Braun have on his contract?
I think that he always signs, like lately in the past, he signed 2-year contracts, and he might be free agent this year
after 2025.
Okay. So he's got one more year, and it's probably a player option, so he can either opt in or opt out.
Yeah, it is.
He always has a player option at the end.
Yep.
Just so he can make a move and make more money. So we'll see what happens. Either way, whoever picks him up, Bron's coming right after that because he can opt out. So, and facts though, Juju is the star of USC. Juju is a bucket. Shout out to, we'll talk about the women's college basketball a little later on too. So, speaking of women, that was a great transition. Thank you, whoever. Yeah, thank you, Dad, put that in there. Speaking of transitions, we got some history, possibly some history in the making. So Lindsey Harding, if you don't know who Lindsey Harding is, she was a baller in the WNBA. She actually went to Duke as well to play ball. She's been coaching in the NBA, I think, since 2019. And she is currently the G League coach for the Sacramento, I can't remember the last, I think it's like Monarchs or something like that. But Charlotte Hornets, who have a head coach vacancy, has come out and asked to basically get permission to to interview her for head coach. What are your thoughts on this? I thought it was really, really dope. I think it'd be cool. She's definitely proven in terms of what she's done with the G League team and what she's done in the NBA. What are your thoughts around Lindsey?
I don't think it's likely she gets hired. Not that she doesn't have the resume to do so.
Yeah.
I just think for a woman to get hired on an NBA team, it has to be somebody that it's got to be Dawn Staley like.
Yep.
And that's just what it is. Like, it's just like us Black people. You gotta be twice, 3, 4 times as good. You have to have way more of the accolades to even be not to even be considered on a level playing field. And the same goes for women, especially in a male dominated sport. So I think it's a great move for them too. And it shows that they're open to diversity.
Yeah.
Candidly speaking, I think it's more of a, more kind of like the Rooney Rule.
I was just getting it. Yep.
Right. And an unspoken Rooney Rule, because they don't have that in the NBA, but it's more like a Rooney Rule thing where, we see the game changing, we see it evolving. We're going to interview this woman. It's good PR, looks good. But
they got new owners too, so they trying to. Yeah,
it's highly unlikely that they hire her.
Yeah, I think you're right, and I think it speaks to something that Ejiro Evero said today, who is the defensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers. He mentioned today around like, hey, every interview, regardless of what it is a blessing, because it gives you some type of one, credibility, two, awareness of who you are. And so a lot of people didn't know. Like, I'll be honest, I didn't know about Lindsey Harding until it was reported that she was interviewing for this role. And so I had to do my research on her and was like, oh, she's actually legit. And so I think this is good pup for her. And I hope that this takes her career to the next level. And eventually, if she wants to be an NBA coach, that head coach, then she can get there. I just don't think that's going to happen right now. So I appreciate Charlotte being. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I don't think the league is ready for that. I really don't think the league is ready for that. Although NBA is more one of the more progressive leagues.
Yeah.
I don't think they're ready for that. Because I don't see it happening. And also, low key, the way that the women's game is evolving, and I know we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
It might be more money in women's college basketball.
I would hope so, but now
it's just it might not be the best move, and who knows how much, how good of a chance a female coach would get. I like it.
Yeah.
But I'm not naive enough to think it's a real possibility.
I know it's different.
I'd be like, whoa.
You said what now?
If they end up doing it,
if they end up doing it, I hope that she's wildly successful, because if not, then that's going to be it.
Oh, absolutely. For a long time.
Mm-hmm. It's just like that with black coaches in the NFL.
Absolutely.
One mess up, they like, oh, see, we told y'all it don't work. So shout out to her. I hope everything goes well. We're pushing a shove. That I hope that this basically skyrockets her career to eventually get to where she wants to be. All right, so y'all know the name of this podcast. And so one thing I like to do, and it's not like the whole entire podcast, but I like to have like little names for each podcast just to kind of give you a taste of what we're going to talk about. So this one's called The Art of War, because there's been a lot of beef going on everywhere. And so we're going to get into the most recent beef around J. Cole and Kendrick and Drake and all that stuff. But we got a starting lineup. We got a starting lineup to do, right? And so tonight's starting lineup, I'm going to let y'all know now as me and Vashti get into it. Vashti, you got yours? Or you like, whoa?
I didn't even know that we had a starting lineup.
Oh, she didn't read
the outline?
Yeah, it's in the group chat.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right, boy.
Yeah.
Go ahead with yours.
So, okay. It's all right. You can. So basically what we're going to do the starting lineup is going to be the top celebrity beefs. And it doesn't have to be music. They can just be beefs in general. Your top celebrity beef. So something that's been crazy, right? So I'll start to give y'all. So first of all, I got an honorable mention because I had 6. So my first one, Vashti, in terms of top celebrity beefs, is Nicki Minaj versus everybody, because Nicki got an issue with everybody. She done beef with the whole female rap group, whole female rap genre. I think she is wildly intimidated by everybody that comes in, and she gonna make it known that she is the quote unquote queen of rap. So Nicki Minaj versus everybody is my honorable mention.
Okay. I would put I get where you're going.
Yeah.
But I would put Nicki and Cardi on that.
That was a good one.
I will put Nicki and Cardi on there. Does it have to be in order?
Yeah, it gotta be your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
that was my honorable mention.
5. We can give them 5. We can give them 5.
All right, so my five. What's my 5? My number 5 is Ray J versus Fabulous. If you remember this,
I didn't even know they had beef.
Yeah, bro. Let me tell you, it was the most hilarious thing. So this was 2012 or 2012, 2013. And Ray J went on Breakfast Club and had this crazy rant. If you haven't seen the rant, if you haven't listened to the rant, please go to YouTube and type in Ray J rant. It's hilarious. And that's where are we live? Good. So I ain't gonna cut. Like, he just went off. You gonna disrespect the money team? All this stuff. And then they end up actually scrapping. And they actually squabbled. Like, they fought in the club. So whenever it get to the part where people put hands on each other, I'm like, oh, this is in the top somewhere. So Ray J and Fabulous, and both of them admitted that they won. So we don't know who really won. But I definitely got Ray J and Fabulous number 5.
Okay, I'm going to go for I did 5, right?
Yep. You're at
Okay.
4.
I'm gonna go J-Lo and Mariah Carey.
Okay. That was a very interesting one.
It
And I
was
think
a weird one because I think it was Mariah tried to act like she didn't know who
you know
J-Lo was. Like, I don't know her. And that is such a diva thing to do, which is like, I mean, come on. J-Lo really, not that she, that was, it literally was a knock at her not being able to sing, which I get, like, coming from Mariah. But, like, come on, Mariah. Like, I don't know who she is. I don't know her. Like, come on.
I remember that. Yeah, she was definitely like, who is that?
Okay.
Okay. Right. All right. So my number 4, where I want to go with this, I gotta go. Yeah, I gotta go here. I would say my number 4 is 50 versus everybody. So what I mean by everybody is 50 versus Diddy, because he's been going at Diddy recently. Ever since like the no Diddy, pause is the new no Diddy is the new pause, right? So he's been going crazy. And so 50 is one of those type of people who is like Petty LaBelle for real. Like Petty LaBelle. He's all on Instagram. He's hilarious. You never want beef with 50. But what he did against to Mayweather was absolutely crazy. Remember that during the ALS challenge?
Absolutely.
I'll donate 50 million if Mayweather can get on live and read Cat in the Hat, because he can't read. Like, he was just going in, and that was hilarious. And anytime a beef gets that funny where you just keep on going and going and going, I got to get you in the top somewhere. So top 4 is 50 versus everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for my 3. I'm gonna go 50 versus that Mayweather or 50 and Diddy. I think I'm gonna go 50 Diddy.
Okay.
Just because the level of pettiness that he's on right now
Crazy.
is like, so I mean, he's just petty regardless, but like, I think Mayweather tried to fight back, but Diddy is not even like, he's not even in a spot where he can fight back, and he's still coming at him.
Yes.
Like, come on. Like, yeah.
You want a good follow? 50 Cent's Instagram is a great follow, because he's gonna have you cracking up. I'm not gonna hold you. That is hilarious. All right. So number 3, was it 3?
Mm-hmm.
Number 3 for me, I gotta go Will Smith, Chris Rock.
Oh man, that was my number. But go ahead.
That was I gotta go the thing is, and I think the reason I got a number 3 is because we didn't know it was beef until the slap heard around the world. Like, we didn't know it was beef. And then after that, it just took so long for somebody to finally respond. And so Chris Rock, I mean, the smart thing to do, you get slapped, you got to make some money out of it. So he built up a whole comedy show around that. But I gotta say, I gotta give it number 3. It can't be, for me, top 2 because of that. So yeah, number 3 for me, Will Smith slapping Chris Rock.
Carl's putting some good ones in the comments that I didn't even think about. Is Carl dad?
Yeah, that's Pops.
Pops putting some good ones. Well, I don't know about the KRS one. That's a little before my time, just a little bit. But the Eazy-E, Dre, Biggie, Tupac, I didn't even think about those. For my number 2, because I'm gonna say this because I wouldn't even know who this artist is, and if one of the artists did not acknowledge her. Kanye West and Taylor Swift.
That's a good one.
That's number 2 for me. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. Y'all can say whatever you want to say, that Taylor Swift was her own artist. When that stuff happened,
he said, I made
during the MTV Awards, and he said, I'm sorry to interrupt you, and really told it like it was. No, I didn't know Taylor Swift who.
Me either.
Nobody knew who she was. She became a household name at that point. Prior to that, she was a teeny boppers.
Yeah.
It was a teeny bop. She was a teeny bopper person.
Mm-hmm.
Then she really took that. She put on her damsel in distress, and rode it into the sunset. And now she's one of the biggest artists in the world, and she owes Kanye royalty checks for that.
I hear no lies. I didn't know who she was. I mean, she won Video of the Year, so apparently somebody knew her. Right?
Boppers. It was the MTV Awards. Let's put this in perspective. The MTV Awards, Kanye was speaking facts. Beyonce had one of the hottest records and hottest
that was Single Ladies, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Come on.
And then nobody knew who Taylor Swift was.
Yes.
Come on.
That Single Ladies video, like, it was one part where she recorded, like, it was no stops. Like, she recorded the whole thing. Like, it was that, like, but that's a whole nother story. That's a whole nother conversation of how they have really, like, disrespected her art for years and have not awarded her, in terms of their recognition, awarded her stuff. So that's a whole different conversation. But yeah, no, Pops is definitely the Biggie, Tupac. I left that one. Only reason I left that one not my top 5 because it ended with death. I was like, God, like that'd be tough to say it was a top when it ended with both of them dying. It was a good little beef at first. Number 2 for me, it has not ended with death. Would have to be Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah, okay.
The Jay-Z and Nas one was good. You know, Ether dropped, which I got the Ether, the sound, even though, like, I'm a huge Jay-Z fan, so I wasn't really rocking with Nas like that because I rock with Jay-Z. And like, people are like, it goes down to the bars versus shock factor, and everybody was going with Nas because it was a little more shock factor. But
who went with Nas? I don't think it.
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. Yeah, for some reason, a lot of people go and say that Ether was a better diss song than what Jay-Z came out with, like Blueprint 2 and all those.
Yeah, he had a couple.
Yeah, he had a couple. Like the Blueprint 2 song, I feel like was fire. Like, not only did he go against Nas, but he killed his whole crew. But that's just, maybe I'm biased because I rock with Jay-Z more, but that's what people say. That's the word around town. You know, we talk about here on Pregame, sources and streets. The streets say that. Yeah, that's what people say. That's what the streets say. For me, I feel like Jay-Z won that. Jay-Z killed that. So, yeah, but did you say you're 2?
Yeah, I'm at number 1.
All right, number 1, what you got?
It was Chris Rock and Will Smith.
Oh.
Listen, I still don't think they've made up. See, the thing is, Jay-Z and Nas, they made up Kumbaya. Bop, bop, bop. We're gonna talk about another beef where another rapper was like Kumbaya. But like, I don't know. I think apologies were issued potentially, but like, when you smack somebody during the biggest award show,
the biggest,
you have people writing think pieces in the LA and New York Times or Washington Post. You have white women saying they're threatened by Will Smith. Come on.
Mr. Pursuit of Happiness, Mr. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, what?
Will Smith was one of the least threatening black men. He was one of the ones who it was like, oh no, that's Will Smith. He's one of us.
He's getting jiggy with it.
Yeah. Come on. Welcome to Miami. What? Now you're threatened? Come on. Listen, that's beef. That's beef. That's when hands are thrown like that.
It's from a beef to a squabble.
It's no, like,
yeah.
It's
a tough one. But shout out to my boy Descartes. He got my number 1 right here. And that's Drake and Meek. I put Drake and Meek Mill. Now, Drake and Pusha T was good too. Only reason I put Drake and Meek Mill because it went on for a little longer. And I think that Drake probably reached a little bit more on a petty level in terms of what he did. Now, when he dropped back to back, there was rumors, right? The sources in the streets. The streets say that he actually he found out that where Meek Mill was staying. I don't know if Meek Mill was in Toronto or he might have been somewhere, and he basically booked the room either beneath him or under him and basically put speakers in there and played back to back over and over and over and over and over again.
Do we believe that?
I don't know. It just sounds good. It sounds good, Vashti. You just like, hey.
Okay.
I said the streets. I didn't say I believe it. I said it sounds good, right? Yeah. Either way, I think he just basically messed up his whole relationship with Nicki Minaj. Like, it was just a whole bunch of different stuff that happened with that. But the Pusha T part, I got to add him in there in terms of, Oh, see, here we go. My brother with the confirmed. They both
Oh,
confirmed
for
that.
real.
Boom. There it is. So the
That's
sort
the level of petty that I'm impressed with.
see, exactly. Right. That's a
I'm
whole different
impressed
level of pettiness.
I'm
And
impressed.
so I thought that was extremely petty. Another way of extremely petty is Pusha T finding out some information about a son that you hiding from the world
Yeah,
and putting
that
it on
that
there.
right there. Like, to me, Drake and Meek, they had beef, but Meek really was not, he was losing that beef.
Yes.
Hands down.
Yes.
He was losing the beef.
For
Drake
sure.
was killing Meek.
Yes.
But when Pusha exposed that man's son, and Drake was all like, and not just the son, but the son's mom.
Yes.
Woo,
Nasty work. Okay.
that
Which
was
goes
nasty.
into, and we talk, and then which goes into what we're gonna talk about next. But Drake said he had a whole verse, a whole song lined up for Pusha T, but it was just too dark, and he
Cap,
decided not to.
Cap. Listen, and we're gonna talk about. I don't want to go too deep. Drake
No, you
knows
good.
what battles to fight, and I'm just gonna say that and put that there.
Exactly. Here we
Drake
go.
knows what battles to fight, and that's it.
Speaking of that, let's get into it. The art of war. So shout out to everybody who went to Dreamville. I did not go to Dreamville. Usually I like to watch Dreamville from the comfort of my home because they actually go live. But before Dreamville, I had a feeling. I should have said this on a podcast, Vashta, because I had a feeling, but I wasn't trying to give no hot take. But I had a feeling that something was going to come out before Dreamville because I had a feeling he was going to drop something like he always does. He always drops something before Dreamville that he can either promote Dreamville, promote what's going on. In the past, he dropped the Dreamville mixtape. This one he dropped Might Delete Later, which is a fire mixtape, by the way. If you haven't listened to it, Vashta, yet, it's fire. Bars are absolutely crazy. But the last song he had on there was called 7-Minute Drill. So for those who don't know what basically that is, it's basically his way of getting better at his craft, where him and a producer get in the booth, and he basically says, "All right, producer, you have in this particular place." I think it was T minus. He was like, "T minus, you got 7 minutes to make a beat. 7 minutes." And once he makes the beat, I have 7 minutes to write a verse about it. And so the 7-minute drill was him writing a verse, and basically and he gave him a word, and the word was light. And so that's how the song starts, light work, like it's PWC, basically saying like what I'm about to say is light work. And he talks about Kendrick. And you could tell like he was trying to be nice about what he was saying about Kendrick, talking about like, I still rock with you, but your first one was classic, your last one was your second one was terrible, but they gassed it, like all these different stuff. But he could tell he was trying to do like a little light jab. Anyway, song came out, and then he is the last performer at Dreamville. And so he gets on stage, Vashti, and I kid you not, because I watched this in my bed. It was 4 minutes and 3 seconds long of him apologizing, saying, I should not have done what I did. Basically saying, like, look, I couldn't sleep last night. I couldn't sleep for the last 2 days, just knowing that I put something out here. It's not in my character. It is messing with my peace and my spirit. And then he says, if y'all rock with Kendrick like I rock with Kendrick, make some noise. And the crowd cheers. So at
They
your
didn't cheer
Dreamville,
that hard though. They was like, "What is going
it was, I mean, they
on?"
still cheer. I didn't say they roared. I
Yeah,
said they just
no,
cheered.
yeah,
But
it was.
at the end of the day, like you could hear the confusion in the crowd of like what was going on. So before I get on my pedestal and go off, Vashti, like what are your thoughts on this piece? Because last time I checked, everyone says hip hop is a competitive sport, rap is a competitive sport, and you want to be the best at what you do. What's your thoughts?
I mean, I hate to see J. Cole go out like a sucker like this. And this would be a perfect time for Shad to come and try to
I
defend the
know, I
rest.
know, I know. I want to hear.
Because this is Shad is unapologetically a
Yes,
Cole supporter, Cole
yes.
fan. He from the Ville. That is his guy. I don't know how you can defend a 4-minute apology for that Mickey Mouse rap. Like, you didn't even go at him that heavy. And then a 4-minute apology, you couldn't sleep for 2 days. It didn't sit
I
right
said I
on
was
your soul.
conflicted. I was
Oh,
conflicted.
I discredited this man's catalog. Come on. He could have just left it out there. It wasn't even that bad. Who cares? Like, I mean, I don't want to say what I'm really thinking because it might be vulgar to people, but
I get what you're saying.
it really wasn't necessary for him to give that much attention. It was unnecessary. We didn't even care that much for you to say that, and
Yeah.
so
Like
cold,
clearly,
cold, cold.
no, it's tough because like to me, like I was really, really excited, Vashti, to hear this next upcoming album, The Fall Off, because I do believe that Cole is getting better at what he like his craft. Like you can tell that he's continuing to get better with his lyricism, his flows, and everything. So everything was leading up to like The Fall Off, and now like people are just like, man, like, I'm not even excited for it because you do this, and so like I feel as though you rather it's one of those things to say it's best to say nothing than to say something, right? Like better like if you got egged on. He said he got egged on by his boys. Like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? And if we're being honest, if you go listen to Kendrick's diss, he really didn't go at Cole like that. He was going at Drake. Like he was literally going at Drake. And so his boys are like, what you gonna say? What you gonna say? And so my biggest thing, and we talked about this last time we were on, and what Shot said, I said that Cole and Kendrick would be a better lyrical battle, but Kendrick doesn't care about that. He wants Drake. Him and Drake have been going at it for years. But it was literally like a little jab. Like he didn't really say nothing crazy. And I think that's the part that threw me off. And it's just not a good look for light-skinned dudes. You know what I'm saying?
Are you speaking on behalf?
On behalf of the light-skinned kingdom. It's not a good look for us. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that he even said on his song, one of his songs on White Delete Letter, he was like, shout out to people who say, when my boys say I rap like I'm dark skinned, I'm just like, but you acting like you light skinned right now, Drake. I mean, not Drake, Cole. You acting like Drake. You acting too emotional, man. So I think that just pissed me off. Like they just
Sierra
I'm not
said
happy
he
about that.
apologized for a warning shot, and that's it. Like for what?
You apologize for warning shot.
We don't we didn't even care that much.
We did
We
not.
did not care. Now you look like a sucker.
Right.
And Drake, who is not getting in the middle of this, Drake was not going to reply to Kendrick just for Kendrick to reply to him. You don't go into a back and forth with somebody who you know lyrically is superior to you. You just don't do it. So Drake sitting back and was like, all right, I'm gonna let him. I got money though, you know, I'm worth more.
Right.
So there's some battles that you fight. Drake knows that he's worth probably twice as much as Kendrick Lamar. He can sit back on his money and be comfortable with the fact that he is still making money. Kendrick understands that he has the respect that you would get from being a good rapper, and he can rest on that. Cole just went out like a sucker.
Now you gotta apologize for the apology. Like it's just I don't know what you got to do. But this is a good question. Do you think Drake will respond? So
no.
Here's the thing, Vashti. Here's the thing. I don't believe, like I said, sources, streets, right? The streets say these streets, per Joe Budden on his podcast, said that it's about to be a nuclear war because both of them have something lined up. Is rumors saying that Drake is going to drop something tonight at midnight. Do not quote me on this, y'all, but this is what the streets are saying. He's going to drop something at midnight. He got a response for Kendrick. We'll see. I think his camp saying you don't want to go down that path because I don't think lyrically he can. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. Drake can rap. But Kendrick's on a different level. Cole and Kendrick battle would have been it's going to be way better than what we're about to see with them. But we'll see. We will see. All right, so let's go ahead and go to the next thing. So Cole doesn't have to apologize again. GOAT conversation. So I enjoyed the women's college tournament. Dawn Staley, South Carolina is my favorite. I rock with them heavy. I want to go. I like so much so that like I want to go to a South Carolina game. Like I want to go check them out and go rock with them. So shout out to them. But one thing that was interesting. First off, Dawn Staley, this is her third championship, which is pretty dope. Was 3 in 7 years. Which is absolutely incredible. So she's doing phenomenal things in South Carolina. They went 38-0. However, there were rumors that came, not rumors, there were sources that came out that said that Iowa is hosting not only a parade for the team, but also they are retiring already. She didn't even graduate yet. She didn't even leave yet. They're retiring Caitlin Clark's jersey.
That's facts.
Which is very, very interesting, right? I haven't seen somebody get their jersey retired that fast. So my question around GOAT. When I was watching the South Carolina Iowa game, I watched it via the Bird and Taurasi show because I like to see like players and their thought process behind everything. And they had the conversation on, is Caitlin Clark the GOAT of college women's basketball? And they asked a few people who via video. And so they had people like Brianna Stewart and Naneka from I think she's going to be on the Seattle team. And everyone said no, because she's got to win. It's like she got to win a championship. And you can't basically dispute winning. You got to win that championship. She never did, right? She got close twice. She went to the championship twice in a row, but she did not win. My question for you, Vashti, is Caitlin Clark the GOAT of college women's basketball, even though she did not win a championship?
Now, you could have left. You asking me this?
Yeah.
Chad, please. I'm from the age of Lisa Leslie and
Come on now.
Oops, and
Come on now.
Or and Tina Thompson, like Candace Parker, like
Cheryl Swoops.
I mean, absolutely, is Caitlin great at basketball? Yes. GOAT in college? GOAT? No ships? GOAT? Who's GOAT? Iowa's GOAT because obviously they're holding parades for participation trophies. But outside of that, I don't see GOAT. To me, that is an insult to everyone who came before her, that this question is even being asked. Why is this being asked? Shoot, Diana Taurasi herself.
Yes.
Sue Bird. Like, what are we talking about? Why? The fact that this is even a conversation that people are having on major sports networks, it's insulting. And if Caitlin had any respect for the game that she plays, she would have shut that conversation down a long time ago.
She's making money off of it,
if I were her, I would have said, you know what, I appreciate you for the accolades, but there are a lot of women who came ahead of me who did this. Like, we didn't, before last year, nobody knew who Caitlin Clark was.
Right.
Like, come on. For us to be talking about GOATs, no. Yeah. And Caitlin should have been like, you know what, I respect and I appreciate the accolades, but there are women who did this and really set the stage for me to be where I am right now. And giving more props to those who came ahead of her. And your dad said privilege, absolute privilege. And this is what happens when you have people of Black people dominate basketball. It's just what it is. Mm-hmm. So when you have someone like Caitlin who comes in and is a white person who dominates on a Black stage, then that blows it up even more. And that's just what happens. And that's like Eminem to rap. Like, everybody blew up Eminem. Eminem not even top 10 in my opinion. Mm-hmm. So like, he sold all of these records because of privilege. So like, props to Caitlin. She listen, she's a hooper.
Yes, she's a bucket.
She's a hooper. She's a bucket. But the GOAT conversation is disrespectful.
I agree with everything you just said. And I think Iowa knows that they're not going to get anywhere close to it. They're not even going to sniff a championship moving forward because Caitlin Clark carried that team. So
that's
they know
why they're holding parades.
Why they're holding parade. Exactly. The thing that I respect, not from her, but you mentioned something around like giving respect to the people who came before you and all that. Paige Buchers from UConn. So they asked her before the Final Four game, when they were about to go against Iowa, they asked her a question like, hey, Caitlin Clark is leaving. Are you going to be the star of the college basketball? Are you going to be the GOAT? And she was like, wait, first off, there is plenty of room for everybody to have attention. And that's a lot of Black women, Black stars who are doing amazing things here that they should get recognition as well. She said that not only in that press conference, but then also when she won an award last year, I think it might have been at the ESPYs, she said that again around media, college media, not giving Black women the credit they deserve, especially in college basketball. So shout out to Paige Buchers for that, using her platform to say that is room enough at this table for everybody to eat. And so for her to say
Absolutely.
that,
And if
it's
you
dope.
don't know, go look at Paige's family and you'll get a quick answer as to why she is so culturally exposed and culturally aware when it comes to those type of conversations, and respectful of the circumstances that she's afforded as a white woman in a Black dominated sport. So y'all go to your Googles, look up Paige's family, and then we'll reconvene in the comments.
That's a bet. I'm definitely gonna look because I did not look, but I'm mightily curious.
Yeah,
The other
go
thing,
yeah.
the other thing too is like Caitlyn hasn't said anything. The only thing she said after she lost the championship on Twitter was 18.7, and that's how many viewers viewed the game. That's all she posted.
I don't rock with her just because of that arrogance that she has. And you
Oh
know
my
what?
god, her
Shout out
dad, her
Raven
dad tried to help
Johnson.
her. Her dad's
Shout
like,
out Raven Johnson for getting her lick back as well.
yes, yes. Raven shut her
Waving her
down in the
off
second half.
disrespectfully like that.
Yes. So, if anybody is a goat on this particular page, it's definitely Dawn Staley. That's how I feel about it.
Oh,
All right.
yeah, on both levels.
Yes, as a player and as a coach, she's done
Did you
both.
go to the Googles, Carlo?
I did not go to the Googles.
Okay.
Let me go to the Googles real quick since
Go to
we
the
on here.
Googles real quick.
Let me go to the Googles.
Just look up Paige Buchers' family.
Let me go to the Googles. Let's see. I'm not
Cam went to the Googles.
Shout out to Cam. What?
Yes. Pops went to the Googles. Listen, you have to understand when people are aware, it is taught, right?
Yeah.
Just like hate is taught, awareness is taught. And she was taught because she was in a household where she was forced to be taught. And this is why she's aware. So shout out to Paige. Shout out to the family that she was brought up in. And shout out to her stepmom.
Yes. Shout out to that. That's dope. That is really dope. She might. I got Juju up there. Juju is one of my favorites up there too. But Paige, man, I hope she does well because that's dope. And the fact that she even is using her platform, because a lot of people have similar situations like that still don't say nothing, Vashti. So
that I get it. And the thing is with Caitlyn, somebody's gonna humble her. Caitlyn will be humbled.
Oh yeah, WNBA, yes.
And they already listen. They probably having side conversations about that because listen, your horse is too high.
Come on now.
Pump the brakes.
Come on now.
The cockiness and stuff. I roll with cockiness. I roll with pettiness and trash talk. I don't roll with disrespect.
Yes, it's a little too much dip on her chip, and they know it too. They know it too. They are ready. They are ready for her. It's kind of like the Caleb Williams situation to me.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of Caleb. Yeah. So we'll see. But we got two more things to talk about. And then we're gonna close out. Oh yeah, hold on. First off, we just hit 150 subs, which is dope. So shout out to us for 150 sub. High five to us. We out here. We did it, Joe. Let's get to 200. March Madness, right? So not a lot of viewers watched it, but it was still a solid game. UConn versus Purdue. But it was something interesting that happened at the end. So Dan Hurley called this. He said, look, when they lost maybe 3 years ago, he said, you better get us now because UConn, we're gonna make a move, we're gonna make a run. And he's not lying. This is back-to-back championships. But he let his son, Andrew Hurley, dribble the ball out at the end. So Andrew Hurley, he is son of the coach. I think he averaged like 0.4 points for the season. My question to you is, like, if you were a coach, would you make sure that your son or daughter gets playing time? Because he ain't getting no playing time.
Hell yeah. Period. Why not? They were blowing them out. It is not unusual for one team to blowing out. Huh?
I'm talking for the season. Like, would you make sure that they get playing time like during the season?
Oh, no. Only during blowouts. Listen, you got to earn like literally during games, competitive games. if you're not making the team better, I'm not forcing you into the game.
Yeah.
But during blowout situations, especially on the national stage like this, and I'm sure he cleared the whole bench. So everybody on that bench got an opportunity to get into that national championship game. That's a big moment for them. So I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at the son dribbling the ball out. Now, if he got in the game while it was competitive, no. But Hurley is smart enough not to do that. But yeah, I would do this exact same thing. He's not getting any playing time, but Kevin Keats' son plays on the team. So this is not unusual that to have your kids on the team. They're probably walk-ons. They're not taking scholarships away from other players because of the their parents can afford to pay the college tuition, or whether they have to pay it or not, who knows. But it's not unusual for sons to play on the teams with their fathers, and kudos.
I completely agree.
You think Vashti Jr. wouldn't be in that game? Right up in there.
Right. I'm down for it. I definitely agree that, the child has to earn it, because you got to teach him something. Like, nothing in life comes free. I can't always be there to open the door for you. You got to open it yourself. Now, if your son or daughter is a bucket and they earn that playing time, then absolutely, right? But shout out to him for even giving his son that opportunity, though, because he literally could have let all the seniors come in. I'm not sure if his son is a senior now. I'm not sure, but he could have let everybody else come in and do it. But he let his son dribble the ball out, which is pretty dope, giving him that experience. But yeah, absolutely.
And those guys practice like everybody else. They have the same responsibilities as the stars on the team. Of course, they're not as talented, but they go through practice. They go through weightlifting. They go through team meetings. So they're just not there. Like, they're legit.
They're players.
Legit part of the team. Right.
Absolutely. So shout out to them. We'll see what they look like next year. But shout out to UConn for their back-to-back championships. No Drake on the back of the
Carl, Vashti Jr. is definitely pulling up for 3 if she gets in the game at the end.
No, Vashti Jr. gonna be bully ball in the paint, just like
but at the end of the game, she gotta pull up for 3. Gotta get something.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he should have shot. I would have tried to shot. Yeah, I gotta get some points.
You can't leave the game with zeros across the steal. You gotta get a steal, a rebound, something. Like, you gotta pull up. I don't care. Ain't no dribbling out the ball. We gotta get a layup. Something. You can't no zeros across the board on the stat line. That is embarrassing.
No, you don't want no 0-0-0 and then have like 2 minutes of playing time. Like, I need something.
We don't do that in this household.
Yeah, no, we crank. You look, you're gonna have to be mad at me, Dad. Especially if I'm a senior, I'm pulling every time.
Cut me.
Right. I'm about to graduate. I ain't mad, especially if I'm not going to the league. Like, go ahead.
I'm
out of here. So this week was our first program week for the Panthers. It's been good vibes, man. I would say Dave Canales got a chance to meet everybody. I said before, last time I got on my megaphone last time, and I said that Panthers are going to be legit next year, right? So I got on my megaphone.
You did that last week?
I did.
Why did you do that when I wasn't here?
I mean, I know you was in there. What, Arizona?
Yeah, I was.
You was in Arizona.
Why did y'all let him do that, y'all? It's too soon.
No, but look, it's a bold prediction. I think that I didn't say legit. I didn't say legit last year. I mean, last week. I said that the Panthers are going to make some noise. We're going to be better than we were last year. That's what I said.
Okay, that's it. That's the bar, better than last year, because making noise is more like what the Texans did.
I mean, noise. So yeah, I think that we will be better than last year. We're going to make. I think I said we're going to make some noise. If I said make some noise, I stand on that.
Okay.
If I said, I need to go back and look. If I said we're going to make some noise, I'm standing on that. So whatever I said last week, I'm standing on business.
I respect that. Can I get the megaphone sound? How do I get the megaphone? Give me the megaphone sound.
I can't give you the megaphone sound. I can give you the megaphone sound when we go live.
The Carolina Panthers are not going to make any noise. They are not fooling me again. I did that last year. I'm not doing it again this year.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's you can't tell me that the energy is not different, Vashti.
What?
The energy is different.
Say that it's different. I need to go to practice. I need to do something. I have not felt the vibes. I recognize that there are a lot of players who are no longer there. that in and of itself means you have to, the guys have to get to know each other. They have to feel out each other's personalities. I think the coaching vibes are different because Canales is just a more energetic coach. But the vibes of the locker room, I don't know about that. I need to see the guys at practice. Are they having fun? They talking, they dancing. Those are vibes.
Yeah,
I don't know. What they show us on socials is always gonna look cute.
I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, but if I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, pour me up another glass because
I'm with you.
I'm all in.
I hope so.
I'm all
listen,
in.
I can't do another year like the last 3 years. It's rough. It's rough covering a losing team like that.
I was gonna say, like, you're in a different space, right? I can imagine that. And plus, like I said this last time with you and Shy, like y'all were real vocal. Like this podcast is new. You know what I'm saying? So this is my first time I'm able to come out and say we're gonna do something. So the fact that we have a better offensive line, we got some help. We'll see what the draft looks like, but I don't know. It's different. Like even Canales, like the way he is, like some people, here's the thing, if Frank Wright would have sat there and dapped everybody up coming into that room before they met, I'd have been like, that's cap. That's not you. It don't look like it's you. You gonna sit there and do your little like that's you. That's you. That's not but Canales made it seem it was very genuine, very authentic. It seemed like him. He's like a little baby Pete Carroll. That's what they call him, Pete Carroll Jr. The energy is different. The defense kept the entire staff. Even Evero today during his press conference was talking about how like it was a no-brainer for him to come back. He's excited. The whole team is excited. The staff, yes. Go
that's
watch
what he said.
I mean, of course that's what he said, but
the word was that he was under contract. And unless he was going away for a job that was a head coaching job, the Panthers were not letting him out of that contract.
For sure, but we not going off of the hype of all those things. We talking about what he said. What he said was,
man, that Kool-Aid is good. Pour me up some of that. I don't know what's in that Kool-Aid, but you got the finest in that Kool-Aid.
You want some?
Boy, oh boy.
I'm trying to tell you it's going to be a bit better. I'm not saying, did I say we're going to win NFC South? No. Did I say we're going to go to the playoffs? No, I'm not saying that, but we're going to be a lot better. And Bryce is going to be a lot better. And a lot of eyes are going to be on him. And if he has a better season, that is noise because people are already downing this guy because of what he did last year, when ultimately it was not all his fault. And so I feel as though it's going to be better. The energy is going to be different. That's what I said last week. We're going to be competitive. We're going to be competitive.
I hope so, because listen, as a businesswoman,
yeah,
a good team is better for business. A bad team is not good for business. I literally just saw Josh from the Roaring Riot said that all of these cancellations came in because people are not renewing their membership. Why? Because losing teams are bad for business. So do I like the moves that they made this offseason? Yes. Does it seem like there's a clear direction that they're going in? Absolutely. Is Canales a breath of fresh air? Undoubtedly. With all that being said, I gave them all of my optimism last year. They're getting nothing but pessimism from me until they prove me wrong. But
all right, well, if you
do hope, like I'm rooting.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I'm glad to say.
I don't know if y'all in the 2015 in Charlotte.
Well, I was just going to ask you that.
One of the most lit times in the city ever. Bubble on Sundays after games.
Crazy.
Come on. Everything was lit in Charlotte 2015. And the Future came out like 2015 unmatched every single weekend. So, yes, make it happen. I'm just not I'm saving that Kool-Aid for another time.
I feel you. So if you want to be on my side, like come on this side, come on the positive side. Like we good. Come on the positive side. There's room to get on. Tickets are on sale. All right. That's all I gotta say. Tickets are on sale. We gonna be all right, Vashti. And if we not, then I'll eat the crow. But right now,
I do think they'll be better than last year. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But it's really not that hard to be better than last year.
I mean, yeah, true. But I feel like I don't know. This one just feels a little different. And last year, even though we had the all-star staff and all that, and I was excited about it, I was still like, we'll see. Especially after we saw the vanilla, quote unquote, vanilla offense during preseason. I was like, I don't know. We gonna be all right, but this one's a little different for me. I don't know why, but we'll see.
All right.
So that's it. That's it. Shout out to hitting 150 on this good old episode. Let's get road to 200 now. So we got something potentially brewing for everybody. I see we got like 30 something people in here still. We got something brewing on the 26th potentially. We're still working on some things, but it may be a little live draft party for day 2, since we're gonna look at the 33rd and 39th pick. And I think also the 65th pick happens that night, but I don't know if we're gonna stay there that long. But 33rd and 39th pick, Vashti will be virtual because she's gonna be in the building. She's gonna be in the stadium. She may be able to go live if we decide to do this particular thing. So maybe who knows? We may get some exclusive footage. We may be able to see if some people can pull up, but we're gonna work on that. We'll give y'all some more details. If you do follow PNP, we may talk about it on there as well. So just stay tuned on all socials. We'll post it if it does happen. But make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. Vashti, glad to see you back. I hope you enjoy your mini off season before you get started with Carolina Panthers. And hopefully next week, shot will be better, and we can get the whole gang back. So thank y'all for pulling up on us.
Pull up on me. Pull up on me.
All right, y'all. We out of here. Peace.